It started 3 weeks ago when we moved into the old house on Maple Street. The house was cheap, and Mom said we couldn't be picky. Dad had lost his job, and we needed somewhere to live fast. The realtor told us the previous owners had left in a hurry, but she didn't say why. The bathroom was small and dark, with old blue tiles and a big mirror above the sink. The mirror had a crack running down one side, but it still worked fine. At least, I thought it did. The first time I heard my voice, I was brushing my teeth before bed. I had just spit out the toothpaste when I heard someone say, "You're uglier than you think." It sounded exactly like me, but I hadn't said anything. I looked around the empty bathroom, confused. Maybe I was just tired from moving boxes all day. The next night, it happened again. This time, I was washing my face when I heard my voice say, "Mom doesn't really love you. She wishes you were never born." I spun around, water dripping from my face, but no one was there. My heart was beating fast. I knew I hadn't said those words. On the third night, I decided to test it. I stood in front of the mirror and waited. For a long time, nothing happened. Then, just as I was about to leave, I heard my voice whisper, "I know what you did to Sarah's hamster." My blood went cold. When I was 8 years old, I accidentally stepped on my friend Sarah's hamster. It died, and I was so scared that I told everyone it must have been sick. I buried it in my backyard and never told anyone the truth. Not even my parents knew. "Who are you?" I whispered to the mirror. My reflection stared back at me, but it didn't move its lips when my voice answered, "I'm you, the real you, the one who knows all your dirty secrets." I ran out of the bathroom and slammed the door behind me. My hands were shaking as I got into bed. I told myself it was just stress from moving. Maybe I was talking in my sleep or something. But deep down, I knew that wasn't true. The next morning, I tried to avoid the bathroom. I brushed my teeth in the kitchen sink and asked Mom if I could shower at my friend Jake's house. She said no and asked if I was feeling okay. I couldn't tell her about the voice. She would think I was crazy. That night, I had to use the bathroom. I tried to be quick, not looking at the mirror. But as I was washing my hands, I heard my voice say, "Remember when you stole money from Dad's wallet?" I did remember. Last year, I had taken $20 to buy a video game. Dad never noticed, but I felt guilty for weeks. "Stop it," I said to the mirror. "Remember when you cheated on the math test?" I said, "Stop it." "Remember when you told everyone that Tommy wet his pants in 3rd grade, even though you promised not to tell?" Each secret hit me like a punch to the stomach. These were things I had tried to forget, things I was ashamed of. How could my own voice be saying them back to me? I grabbed a towel and threw it over the mirror. The voice immediately got angry. "Don't you dare cover me up," it screamed. The towel fell to the floor by itself. "I can see everything you do, everything you think. You can't hide from me." I ran to my room and hid under my blankets. But even there, I could hear my voice whispering my name from down the hall. "Emma, Emma, Emma!" It went on for hours until I finally fell asleep. The next day at school, I could barely pay attention. My teacher, Mrs. Peterson, asked if I was feeling sick. I just nodded and put my head down on my desk. All day, I kept thinking about the voice. What did it want from me? When I got home, I tried to avoid the bathroom again. But after dinner, I really needed to use it. I took a deep breath and walked in, keeping my eyes on the floor. "You can't ignore me forever," my voice said as soon as I stepped inside. I tried to hurry, but the voice kept talking. "I know you're listening. I know you're scared. Good. You should be scared." "What do you want from me?" I finally asked. "I want you to admit the truth. I want you to tell everyone what you really are." You're not a good person, Emma. You're selfish and mean and fake. That's not true. Then why don't you tell your parents about the voice in the mirror? Why don't you tell them about all the bad things you've done? I couldn't answer. The voice was right. I was too scared to tell anyone. Over the next few days, the voice got worse. It started talking to me, even when I wasn't in the bathroom. I would hear it whispering from the kitchen, from my bedroom, from the basement. Always my own voice, always saying terrible things. Your friends don't really like you. You're going to fail all your classes. Everyone can see how pathetic you are. I stopped sleeping. I stopped eating. Mom and Dad started asking lots of questions, but I couldn't tell them the truth. How could I explain that my own voice was haunting me? One night, I couldn't take it anymore. I marched into the bathroom and stared at my reflection in the mirror. "I know you're there," I said. "Show yourself." For a moment, nothing happened. Then my reflection smiled, even though I wasn't smiling. Finally, it said, and I could see its lips moving, even though mine weren't. "I was wondering when you'd be brave enough to face me." My reflection looked exactly like me, but there was something wrong with its eyes. They were cold and mean, like a snake's eyes. "What are you?" I asked. "I'm everything you try to hide," it said. "I'm every bad thought you've ever had, every cruel thing you've ever wanted to say, every terrible thing you've ever done. I'm the part of you that you pretend doesn't exist." "That's not true. I'm not like that." "Oh, but you are. Remember when you were happy that Ashley broke her leg because it meant you might make the soccer team? Remember when you hoped your little brother would get in trouble so you wouldn't be the only one Mom was mad at?" I did remember those thoughts, and I hated myself for having them. "Everyone has bad thoughts sometimes," I said weakly. "Yes, but not everyone feeds them like you do. Not everyone enjoys them like you do. Face it, Emma, you're not the nice girl you pretend to be." I started crying. The worst part was that the voice was right. I did have those thoughts. I did sometimes enjoy other people's pain. I did lie and cheat and steal sometimes. "I don't want to be like that," I whispered. "But you are like that. And now I'm strong enough to take over. I've been growing stronger every day, feeding on your guilt and shame. Soon, I won't need this mirror anymore. I'll be able to walk around in your body, and no one will know the difference." "No," I said. "I won't let you. You can't stop me. I'm already part of you." But as I stood there crying, I realized something. The voice was right that I had bad thoughts and did bad things sometimes. But that wasn't all I was. I also helped my mom with dishes without being asked. I shared my lunch with kids who forgot theirs. I visited my grandma every week and listened to her stories even when they were boring. "You're not all of me," I said to the reflection. "You're just the bad parts. But there are good parts too." The reflection's smile faded. "The bad parts are stronger." "No, they're not. They're just louder." I thought about all the good things I had done, all the times I had chosen to be kind instead of cruel. The voice had been making me forget about those things, making me think I was only bad. "I admit I've done bad things," I said. "I admit I have mean thoughts sometimes. But I also do good things. I also have kind thoughts. You don't get to erase that." The reflection looked angry. "You can't get rid of me. I'm part of you forever." "I know," I said, "but you don't get to be in charge. You don't get to be the only voice I hear." I picked up the towel and started to cover the mirror again. This time, the reflection looked scared. "Wait," it said. "Don't cover me up. I'll be trapped in here." "Good," I said. "Maybe some time alone will teach you to be quiet." I threw the towel over the mirror and taped it down tight. The voice screamed and cursed. but I ignored it. After a few minutes, it got quieter. After an hour, it stopped completely. I went to bed that night and actually slept. The next morning, I carefully lifted one corner of the towel and peeked at the mirror. My reflection looked normal again. When I moved, it moved. When I smiled, it smiled. "Are you still there?" I whispered. For a moment, there was no answer. Then I heard my voice, very quietly. "I'm always here, but I'll try to be better." I nodded and fixed the towel back over the mirror. It's been 2 weeks now, and the voice hasn't bothered me much. Sometimes I hear it whisper late at night, but it's not as mean as before. It's more like a reminder now, telling me to think before I act, to choose kindness over cruelness. I still keep the mirror covered, just in case. And I've started telling my parents about the bad things I do, little by little. It's scary, but it feels good to be honest. I've learned that everyone has a voice like mine inside them. The trick is not to let it take over. The trick is to listen to all the voices inside you, the good ones and the bad ones, and then choose which one to follow. Most of the time, I choose the good one, but sometimes, late at night, I still hear my name being whispered from the bathroom. And sometimes I whisper back, "I hear you, but I'm not listening."